Right then, hello and welcome back to Grimsby the Glory. This is episode 42 and this is the season awards and the squad report at the end of the season. If you didn't catch episode 41 yesterday, it was ages ago. Go check it out now. As you can see, we didn't reach the 100 points we were aiming for. We did come second, which is automatic promotion. Barnsley won the league, and I can now confirm that Blackpool are the ones that have gone up through the playoffs with their 90 points, finishing third. The lads that have gone down, of course, I'm pretty sure I showed you last time, was Rotherham, Plymouth, Salford and Tranmere. Realistically, I'm pretty happy with how that season went. To be fair, we got the promotion we needed. That's what the board wanted, was automatic. We scored a lot of goals. Everything went really well. I will just show you one quick thing before we get anywhere further, is I want to show you who I have on the list to sign. Really, I've got a lot of keepers that I'm looking at bringing in. I say a lot of keepers. I'm definitely bringing in Joe Walsh. He's gone up 2 since I last saw him. So he'll be one to come in as a backup. And then we've got Schofield, Holy, Nyland, Blackman, Ramos, Dolberg, Tariffers, Pigafero, Versip, Kelleher. All of them guys in there. I'm going to be leaning towards maybe Travers or Peacock Farrell maybe. Not too sure out of these guys. Realistically, I might bring in Rizzo at left back as well, because Wood could do with some competition because Garmson's just not cutting it. Then I need a CDM, of course. I've got Cousins coming in because we're trying to stack up the squad. I'll explain that a bit more in the squad report. And then I've got Lopez as well, who's probably my main look one because he's not on too much wage and his value isn't too high for 23, you know. And then we'll because look at that wage. Lee Evans is too much. That's basically that. So now we may as well move into the reason you're all here, and that's to see the season awards. Here we go. And our first award then is, as always, going to be most appearances, and this time it goes to Harry Clifton by 3 from Marlon Fossey. So he played 39 times in the league out of the 46, and then he played once in the Carabao Cup and 3 times in the Leeson.com Trophy. And you know what, if you look at his average rating there, 7.7 is very good. And 11 goals, 14 assists, 14 clean sheets. Solid season from the man. He gets our most appearances. We will now move on to the Golden Boot. And of course, Esteban Oliveira wins that with his 30 league goals this season in 34 appearances as well. He was injured for 2 months. Overall, 33 goals in 38 games. It's absolutely fantastic. Average rating, as you can see, of 7.9 and 8 in the league. And 8 in the league. Average rating. He played 34 times. That's huge. He only missed 12 games. Unbelievable. Next, of course, then is our assist king, and that goes to Regan Charles Cook. He had a fantastic season from Cam. For 70 rated, he's not that high. You would expect maybe for the figures he's pushing out to be a little bit higher. To be getting 22 assists overall in 39 games, as well as bagging 21 goals. He was our second top scorer. Absolutely massive from Charles Cook. A fantastic season, and you will see later on just how fantastic that is. And next we will be going to our most improved player this year, and that is Brandon Rose, the centre back. 18 years old now. He got his 5 clean sheets that I was after to get him his new boots. He went from 51 rated to 63, and to be fair, I always said when I saw him in the youth academy, I was like, I'm making him a star because he's 6'3", and that is something you don't get very often in your own youth academy without a PC mod. And of course for this one I'm on PS4, so I'm making him a star, and he's going to be, I know I was on about maybe signing the centre back. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to make it him. So in the pre-season he's going to play every game. He's going to be 65 rated I want before we start the championship season, hopefully. Get him up another 2, because his defensive awareness was 28. Look at that, 28 to 54. That's gone up like, I can't even do that maths. I want to say 34. That's absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. How low it was to be where it is. Well deserving of our most improved. And you know what? This may be the controversial one of the awards. There's always one. I am going to give our young player of the season to Ed King. Because at 16 years old still, I keep thinking he's 17 pushing 18. He's still 16 years old. He announced himself in the league with a goal. Played 10 times. 4 clean sheets, 2 assists, 1 goal, an average rating of 7.3 is pretty solid for a 16-year-old. We're going to be moving up into the championship now. His game time may be a little bit reduced, but I'm going to hope to keep blooding him in, because I'm going to get a new scout, and if I get any more youth, we need someone to be already pushing on, and I need it to be him, and of course Brandon Rose. But I think a fantastic season from him. Much of our other young players didn't perform as they should, such as Akim Rose, Mason Hughes, Callum Thomas, They just didn't perform as they should. They didn't get the stats that I would be looking for, especially for their rating. So for Ed King to come in at 16 to do that, that's why I've given it to him, and I think it's deserved. And then of course now we've got the biggest award we will be looking for, and that is Player of the Season, and I can't not. Maybe some of you may say I cheated him out of it last year, but this year I can't not give it to him for 21 goals and 22 assists overall across all competitions, and 21 and 21 in the league. It's fantastic. An 8.2 average rating in the league and an 8 overall. It's undeniable that Charles Cook was our best player. When Oliveira got injured with his, I think it was a broken toe or something during the season, he stepped up and he bagged all the goals that we needed, and he's always obviously been there providing for Oliveira, absolutely feeding him every single goal. Absolutely brilliant. No one else deserves Player of the Year more than Charles Cook. Okay then, so now time for the squad report. We've done the awards. Everyone I suppose is happy. I think the winners of course are. Yeah, so the squad report, see how the lads did. Steele came in January and did really well, which is why I'm thinking of buying a keeper who is 70 something plus. So someone like Nyland or Travers or Verapes, I think his name is, someone like that. Then McKeown, who obviously hasn't done as well, is probably going to be like a fourth choice, because I'm going to have Battersby as my second choice, and then Walsh as well challenging. Hopefully I'll get him in as well. Wood had a good season, 10 clean sheets, no goals but 3 assists, it's not too bad. I'm obviously thinking of bringing in Rizzo as competition, because here Mitchell is only 60 rated, which just isn't good enough at the moment, and Garmson I'm going to move on because I don't use him. I've never really liked using him, so he'll be moving on. We've got Edmondson, who I made the mistake of thinking was short. He's actually 6'3", and to be fair, he's a good defender to use. I do enjoy using him, which is why he's played the most amount of games. Then we've got Matty Pollock, again 75 rated at this stage, is an unbelievable player, and I'm very happy using him as well. He's our captain now because McKeown isn't playing at all, and I've been training his passing, which was what was really bad in the first season, so we're getting through with him as well. Charles Dunn has come in January, and despite a horrid first game, has done decent to be fair, and I will be keeping him around. I'm trying to stack minimum now. I want my second team to be like 68 rated minimum, because the Championship is an unforgiving league and one of the best leagues in the world, and realistically we're going to need good second rate players as well, which is why Waterfall isn't really going to cut it, and at 31 he just can't grow, so I'm going to keep him around for injuries. But Brandon Rose is going to be the lad I want to get there, so he's 63 right now. He needs to get 5 overall, which I think he can do by the time, say, we hit November-ish. Considering he's 18 years old, he's going to grow, so I'm hoping that we get eventually where I need to be with him, so that he and Charles Dunn will be partners in the second team, and maybe even he pushes into the first team alongside Pollock towards the end of the season. Davis, if I can move him on, I will. That's what I'm going to say about him. Fossey, I love the man. Absolutely love him. He's probably one of my favourite players we've got. And yes, it's because of his hair. What are you going to do? Realistically, what are you going to do about it? He grows well. He plays well. As he said, he won a player of the episode. He's a right back, for God's sake. He will get a goal for us. I'm telling you, it will happen. Because, as I had one of the lads comment, or one of the lads text me and say, next penalty we give it Fossey. Of course we do. How have I not thought of that myself? Next penalty we get, Fossey gets it. Hendry is a good backup to him, to be fair. I'm very happy with him. I'm not going to have to get rid of him or replace him because he's 68 rated, so he should stay at the club. Benson, now 69 rated. I'm not sure realistically who we're going to have, because we've got Cousins coming in, and I want to bring in Yearwood as well maybe, or Lopez or Evans or someone as another CDM. So maybe he'll be back up. Hopefully we can get him enough, because he is on a decent role-wise on his contract, because obviously when I signed him he was really good, but now he's not grown as much as I would like for 22. Curran, look, he hasn't played for us, he never will. I'm trying to get rid of him, but no one wants him. Ed King, obviously won a Young Player of the Year. I would love again for him to be one of the ones. He could be then my backup to Charles Cook. That's the hope. I've got Tilly as well, but Tilly has on and off periods. He'll score a banger like he did at the end of season 2, and then has a terrible season this year for me and can barely get any goals. Not really much I can do about it. Elliot Hewitt, going to keep around because I do like him and will be handy as a right backup if I need it, but he's not going to get the game time, so I'm going to imagine he's going to be one who wants to leave as we move through to the Championship. And now Harry Clifton, I nearly gave him Player of the Episode, or Player of the Season, sorry, purely because he's had such a great season for someone who was outcast, never played in Season 1. Season 2 only started coming in because of a comment. Set Play Gaming said, Clifton works for you, use him. And so I did, and he's been fantastic. 11 goals in the league, 13 assists in the league. He's fantastic, and he's only 24, so he'll still grow a little bit more. He's a 69 rated now, so I believe I can get him to a 70 rated in time for the championship, and then it'll be him, probably the CDM I bring in, and then Charles Cook as my 3 midfielders, and hopefully they grow and get better and become a solid centre mid partnership for the championship. There's not much more I've got to say about Charles Cook, really, is there? Player of the season, you can see why from the stats. Hopefully his overall just knocks up a little bit more for the championship, otherwise he's going to find it hard. As I said about Tilly, he's done well in regards to assists, however the goals just haven't seemed to be coming, and realistically I can't trust him, which is why I'm hoping I can trust Ed King a little bit more when I grow him up there. And Tilly at 24 compared to Ed King at 16, realistically it's going to be Ed King that I'm going to be pushing in that role now, I think. Marcus Davis, another that I'm probably just going to have to try and get rid of. No one wants him though, I don't know what to do about it. Akeem Rose, same stats as Tilly, more games played, is worrying. I do like Akeem Rose and I would like to keep him, but he's not growing very well because of course he's not getting the game time that he would like or he would need for growing, because I've got other wingers such as Vernon, who I do again want to keep around. He's very good to have a backup. He didn't get many stats or many goals or assists, but that's because he didn't get many games, and when he did get games it might have been a simmed game, so I didn't get the ball to him as much. Not much I can do about that, to be fair. It's unfortunate for Vernon, but I hope he stays around because he is only 25 and none of my wingers are aging at the moment, which is really good. Which now moves us on to Callum Thomas. After winning player of the season last year, not really pushed on this year like I would have hoped. 5 goals, 10 assists is good, and I am happy with it. But with the overall he's at, to be fair, I think should be getting a bit more. And I'm hopefully going to expect a bit more from him next season, along with Mason Hughes, who is 68 rated now. He's had some good growth, but his return in regards to assists and goals hasn't been good. 5 goals is decent, matches Thomas, but 3 assists really isn't doing it. Do you know what I mean? That's really not good enough. So he is really going to have to step up, and I'm hoping that the training and getting his overall up will help him do that, because he's wearing number 10 on his back, and he's going to have to live up to that. And then we've got Richardson, 17 years old, has really had good growth, and I haven't actually used him that much at all. So hopefully he can push on. Maybe he'll rival Vernon and Rose, and if he becomes better than him, he becomes better than him, and one of them's going to have to go. Matt Green, 57 rated, he's 35 years old now. I don't understand how he's not retiring yet. That's all I can say about it. He's surely going to retire next year. I don't use him anymore, so I don't know what he's still doing here, but no one's going to sign him, so he's just going to live out his days as a Grimsby player. Omar Bogle then, our number 9. Not as impactful as he was last season when I needed him. However, 7 goals in 15 games is still a very good return, so you know what? I will keep him, and if I really do need a target man, I know who to look for. Jack Lana came in this season and played a good amount, especially when Oliveira got injured. Now he has moved up to a 70 overall, which is very good, and he did get actually quite a good return with 14 goals and 7 assists. However, when Oliveira did get injured, he didn't step up. Charles Cook was the one who stepped up, and that worried me, because he made a very good impact substitution, should I say, scored a good few crucial goals, but when he was classed as the main striker, he just wasn't good enough, and that is worrying, considering Oliveira does pick up the odd injury. 77 rated now is Esteban Oliveira. Definitely way too good for League One. Championship should be where it's at for him. I want at least 15 goals from him in the Championship next year now, because I would love to push forward, because as you can see, I'm on about stacking the squad, and if I can stack the squad, that means minimum 68 rated as my backup for every position, which I will have. If I'm looking everywhere now, Tilly's Cam is the one that's not going to be backup 68 rated. But CM, I'm going to bring in a CM who will be 68 rated. King, I can hope to get towards 68 rated and be the backup. Charles Cook hopefully will push over the edge to 71. Then we've got right back up 68 rated. Centre backs, I'm going to hopefully push Brandon Rose up there. Left backs, I'm going to hopefully bring in Rizzo, and then that's going to be a straight fight between Wood and Rizzo for the spot. And then Battersby is going to be our backup at 69. So we should be quite able to amass the squad I'm looking for, 68 minimum, for a challenge. I'm hoping that we can sort of then breach that gap towards Oliveira, so the rest of the squad pushes up towards 70 tops, and then the backups are low 70s as we get the higher 70s as we're going forward. And if we make the Premier League, boy, it's going to be a big one, isn't it? It's going to be a big one if we make the Premier League next season. It'll be huge. But that is it for this episode and, lads, this season. As you can see, I'll leave you we came second. It was good, I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. I don't think I said it at the start. Subscribe if you want, that would be lovely to see season 4. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drop this video a like. If you're new and you've missed anything else, go and check out the playlist, that would be lovely. And I will see you all in season 4.